Hello. If it looks like I have been working on the sun, it's because I have. I have been up there dealing with the rays, dealing with the beams, dealing with the solar system, trying to make this thing move from the one place to the other place. Because that's right, I am Apollo and I push the sun. No, that's not true. It does it by itself. I think due to like gravity or something. I don't know. I couldn't fucking tell you. But my brain feels like Mr. Krabs without the shell right now. And I'm on my lunch break after I had just worked in basically what compares to be a sauna for the last 6 hours straight, you know, and doing a lot of bullshit. I carried a factory on my back. Everything hurts. Oh, it's just training people kind of hard. Training people while the entire system that you need to use to train them is shutting down makes it a little bit harder. Having people take their breaks when you refuse to do it because you get a lot of downtime at the station, but then that leads to whenever they're gone, everything shuts down. And then when they get back, you just seem like a crazy person because you're all sweaty and gross and you were freaking out. And then they just see that everything's working fine because you just fixed everything because it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point here is zombies? Chickens? Zombie chickens? That's right. I want to talk about zombie chickens and zombies and this government files secrecy thing that I want to rant about after what happened yesterday because I didn't get on the stream. This is in my head and I want to do it. I have 20 minutes before I gotta go inside. I want to eat my burger now. I have to take off my gloves. I got yelled at for not doing that before because apparently it's gross. Even though, I guess it is definitely, it's really gross. It's disgusting. Oh my god, there's so much condiment. That feels way better. And I took some big headache medicine. Got 4 left in the car. So thank you for that. I really needed it. This is actually very helpful. This probably saved my brain today. I have Gatorade. So I have electrolytes. That's what I was saying. Last night I was playing Overwatch with my boy Murph. Some of you may know him as the Pope, as I reference a lot. And he brought up, did you see they declassified documents about making zombies real? And I was like, what? No, they didn't. I would have totally heard about this. He's like, no, they did. I saw it all over TikTok. You have to make a video about this. It's cool. He then spent 20 minutes trying to find this so-called zombie theory that didn't exist. And while he's explaining to me, I was like, are you sure it's about zombies? Like actual zombies? Or is it about them being like making like I don't think they're actually saying zombies as in zombies, like they're gonna make them like flesh-eating zombies. Maybe it's like on the lines of like they're gonna make like, I think what happened is that they're talking about zombies and like something, I don't know. But I just was like, no, I don't think they're making zombies realistic. I think what they're talking about is this thing. Oh, I looked it up afterwards myself, and I found this thing called Copeland-8888. It was a thing made down in the 2011, and it's also called the Zombie Ministry Defense or something like that, the commercial zombie defense thing or whatever. And basically what it was is it was a fake training document given the case if zombies were realistic. They gave these junior officers, I'm pretty sure they were called JRAPs, they gave these junior officers a goal to write up a whole document detailing what would happen if zombies were real and it was realistic and we had to actually sit there and fight and the measurements we could take. And the document itself is actually very cool, which I'm probably going to go into it deeper into another video later on. But I'm just going to get to the goofy part of it. So I was reading it and I was telling him, I was like, I don't think they're talking about zombies as making people zombies. They're talking about like what would happen if, the scenario happened if we did become zombies and how we counteract that and how would the military, like what would the military do, like put in place like the measures they would do, blah, blah, whatever. And he was like, no, he kept insisting, no, I just saw it. And then I go on Twitter and I found these documents too, and I didn't really realize that clicking them would download them instantly. So now I have 2 more declassified CIA documents sitting in my Google Drive. But these were not just about zombies either. They were about like hypnotherapy. They were trying to do shit with our brain, like hypotension, theories or whatever. Like there's a lot of triangles and geometry and numbers that I don't fucking understand why the CIA is even trying to do that anyway. But they had this theory like hypnosis can push people to like the brink of humanity and like make someone really one with themselves. And Like, you could become peak human, and your abilities will, like, be that of, like, Captain America or something along those fucking lines, okay? That's what they were going for, and those documents did get declassified yesterday. Those are also pretty interesting, which I want to go into. But what the thing was alluding to was it was going to make people like zombies, like drone-type zombies, not the flesh-eating craze, whatever. I mean, I guess if you're doing hypnotherapy, to that extent, you could make people flesh-eating zombies if you really wanted to. But that's not what they were going for. They were just going for the whole, they're going to be like drones, they're going to be like zombies, they're going to be like what we already are basically today because PSYOPs exists. So I started reading this document. This is getting to the goofy part about the chicken thing. I started reading this document, and they started like classifying certain zombies. You have like tank zombie, spitter, toxic ball licker or something. I don't fucking remember all the names. I saw one though. It was called CZs. And weirdly, there's obviously everything's staged, everything's made up. It's just a bunch of people putting in like theories and scenarios. But the CZ thing said this is actually the only classification of zombie that actually exists. And it's called referencing to chicken zombies. And I said, wait. Hold the phone. Zombies are real? Then they're chickens? Or did the chicken cross the road? Oh, to eat your fucking brain. So, that's not what happened. It sounds goofy until you look into it. You realize how fucking stupid it is. Apparently, due to the spit hen market crash of like whatever year, there's been a rise of these chicken zombies, as they dub them. And I heard spit hen laying eggs, spit hen uprising, the spit hen meat market, and I was like, what the fuck does any of this mean? I'm not a chicken farmer. I played Hay Day for like at most, like my account probably has like 10 years on that bitch. They never explained any of this shit to me about chickens and Hay Day. So, I had to do my own little research. I had to figure it out, like I always do. Detective work, Jake Peralta's on the case. What the fuck's a zombie chicken? Spit hen is a hen that lays eggs. Now, a spit hen is also kind of used for a term for the hens who are laying the eggs that are near the end of their life. What they used to do, from what I gathered with these spit hens, is they would take them to butchers and they would take them to like other people and they would throw them in grinders and they would throw them in like wood chipper like machines, grind up their meat, and then sell them to you. That's what they would do. The chicken you're eating was like spent hen meat. It was like really old chicken meat or something. That's what I was gathering from that. And maybe I'm wrong, but this is what it was saying. Then it turns out consumers and people who are wanting like doing this don't want that meat anymore because it's old decrepit chicken meat. Like the chicken's coming from like it would basically be like if you cooked grandpa. That's basically what it is. After Grandpa shot a bunch of eggs out of his asshole. They don't do that anymore, so what they do is now they throw the spit hens into these compost piles, I'm assuming because the dead bodies will, like, make dirt happen or whatever, and they'll throw them in these compost piles, but they're euthanize them before they do it, and anyone who doesn't know, I don't know how you wouldn't, but euthanizing an animal is the same as just saying, I'm going to kill it. So they euthanize the chickens before they toss them in these compost piles. What was happening was they wouldn't do it correctly because I'm assuming there's so many chickens. The farmers are just like, stick this one here, here, or they had like their kids do it. Like they said, hey, little Bobby, get the fuck over here. You gotta kill your first chicken. You gotta slay your first spent hen. Papa, but I love Marmaduke, my little chicken friend. No, he's laid too many fucking eggs. We gotta make him dirt now. I'm sure this is where all the meat from McDonald's comes from, by the way. So they would put them in these compost piles, and then the chickens would not be, the ones who were not euthanized correctly would get up, and then they would like run amok around the yard, and then the people started believing they were zombies. The zombies thing does exist. The cordyceps mushroom fungus is a real thing. The deers get it on their faces all the time. It does make their brain basically dead, and they're just walking around. The fungi, the thing from The Last of Us, that is a real possibility of thing that exists. And the only thing, scarily enough, that is keeping that away from getting into our blood systems, because in our food, by the way, is the fact that when it's get heated up at a certain temperature, it dies. That's the only thing keeping us from turning into zombies due to the fungus. It's heat. So, Yeah, because when it burns at a certain temperature, it burns. So all it needs to do is evolve enough to not burn, and then we all die, and we all become the Last of Us. Which it'd be pretty cool. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a Joel, having a little daughter to take care of that the zombie apocalypse, making like do some nice cool shit and like showcase that I'm a fucking badass and everything. I wouldn't mind it. Like, I'll do it. But the chickens were just running amok around the farmers' yards, and they just started calling them zombie chickens, and they're not zombie chickens. They're just chickens that weren't killed correctly. Could you imagine? It's like you're just sitting there at your farm, and all of a sudden you just hear a bunch of like little like coming up to your house, and you're like, Mary, you hear that shit? What the fuck's going on? And all of a sudden you just hear, and they like break down your door, and they come in, and they can eat you. It's a crazy scenario. I want to see a chicken rise from the dead. The guy that had to have seen the first one do that, they must have thought he was fucking crazy. Like, he goes to the bar all the time now, and everyone was like, yeah, don't worry about that. That's just crazy Joe over there, thinking his chicken's done come back to life. What a fucking loser. And then all of a sudden all the chickens attack the barn like it's the 8-legged freaks, and all the spiders are fucking running everywhere. I just thought it was so weird, especially because that's like labeled in an actual government document that these are the only types of zombies that are technically real. But like I said, the documents themselves are pretty fun if you want to go check them out. If you want to go do whatever. Probably didn't make any sense here. I gotta go back into work in like 5 minutes. I don't want to do it. I got 4 more hours. 6 hours, I had no breaks, trained people, a lot of boxes, belts. Thank you for watching. If you did, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate everything that's been going on recently. My one thing's been kind of popping off. A lot of people don't like the review. These people commenting don't like the review. But I'm sorry, your movie is shit. You can claim it's about, becoming one with toxicity and being used to it and getting over it, whatever, but it's not. It's just a shitty fucking film. So, yeah, thank you for watching. If you did, I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's sticking around. I appreciate whatever. Just comment your favorite animal that you would want to turn into a zombie if you got this far, and I'll see you later. I'm gonna drink my hot chocolate now. Yummy.